Yeah, going live right now. We're back with the best of new system sport, of course, with Olali and Oroku. Gee, we're jumping straight to the world of football. What we're talking about Spain versus Portugal in the Nations Cup or Nation League
Nations League.
final.
Yeah.
Nations League final. I think this is elite or band A or
Yeah,
whatever it
this
is.
is band A. This is band A.
And of course, Portugal has gifted it again for the second time in their history.
Hmm.
Ronaldo officially has got four finals with Portugal and won three, lost
Hmm.
just one when he was 18 years old, I believe,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
2004. I love
yes.
that. I love that tournament, if you ask me. Um, but realistically, and I'm not going to start with Ronaldo on this one.
Hmm.
Lamine Yamal, before the game started, um, Rafinha was hyping him up on Twitter. Go win this and win the Ballon d'Or. I was like, whoever wins this, they asked Frankie De Jong that whoever wins, if Lamine Yamal wins this, does he automatically wins the Ballon d'Or?
Ballon d'Or.
And
Hmm.
Frankie was like, no. Oh, come on. And Frankie was like, no, that is not going to happen. It's not, you don't win the Ballon d'Or by winning just a simple a simple game.
Hmm.
So there was a lot of great build up to this match itself. But of course, the whole us came up again to score one of the goals. Nuno Mendes was amazing.
Hmm.
Bernardo Silva was Shitty, as he is whenever he does the jersey of Portugal. And that was what I saw before we started the show itself. Because
Hmm.
I've not been prepared to watch the game afterwards. But it headed to 2, one on penalties.
Hmm.
How does this change the Ballon d'Or race,
Nothing.
especially for the front runners,
Hmm.
Ousmane Dembélé, Lamine Yamal, and what would be the biggest factor to consider? I feel personally, and this is what I say, I start to be corrected, and I want to hear your opinion about it.
Hmm.
I feel Messi was an exception to get the Ballon d'Or from the French league. So I don't believe they will give it to any of the PSG players,
Hmm.
even though Ousmane Dembélé looks good for it. I think this world club World Cup
World
or
Cup.
World Club World Cup will
Hmm.
play a very deciding factor,
Yeah.
a very big one to who wins the Ballon d'Or. But I want to hear what your opinions are. Oracle Kachi, let me start with you
Yeah.
on this one.
Never. Let's first things first. The short answer is no. This tournament does not in any way move the needle uh, towards who gets to win the Ballon d'Or. This is a very short form tournament that you can't even remember or how the top four
They
teams
got
go.
there.
You can't even remember how the semi-finalists got to the semi-finals. You know,
I can
I
tell you. I can tell you.
no, we are football purists. We probably have a better memory than the casuals, right? But I
Even
do
me that
think
I'm not
league
a casual, I can hardly remember how they got there. It's so uninteresting.
exactly. Apart from the quarterfinals, that okay, they were playing it during the FIFA World Cup qualifiers window, and we saw a great game between Spain and the Netherlands. We saw a great game between I believe it was France and Croatia.
Yeah,
I can't even remember who Portugal. I think Portugal beat Denmark. I can't remember who they
and
beat to get.
they
I
played
think it
Denmark.
was Denmark as
They
well.
played Denmark.
So the point is, this tournament does not move the needle. Lamine Yamal has had an exceptional season, but so has Ousmane Dembélé, so has Rafinha, and
Mo Salah.
Mo Salah, right? And Mo Salah, right? So right now, what everybody here, apart from Ousmane Dembélé, have in common is they won their league, but they did not win the Champions League. Ousmane Dembélé completed the quadruple, and he got a bronze medal because France defeated Germany in the third place match in this tournament. I do think that the Ballon d'Or has become very subjective, and it has become an optics and eye test as against performance, how valuable you have been to the team. And because right now the sweetest rice to eat is the Lamine Yamal rice, because it is the rice that has the stew, it has all the story. He is probably going to be the one who will win the eye test and will sway those other bandwagon coaches who tend to vote the way their FA has asked them to vote, and not because they are technically sound. So because of the subjectivity of the Ballon d'Or in recent times, I do not even think anything, even the Club World Cup, will play a major factor. I think it has been decided. The PR, even Fabrizio Romano, somebody was saying, how much have they paid this guy? He posted on his page a picture of Lamine Yamal about to eat breakfast. Something we have never seen. I mean, no, I don't think they've ever posted Ronaldo trying to eat breakfast. But a Fabrizio, here we go. So it lets me know that it has become an eye test. Whose news is the sweetest news to sell? Which person market sell pass? And right now, subjectively, I think Lamine Yamal's market sells the most.
All right, perfect. Alani, what about you?
So two things. We have to separate what do you call it? The Ballon d'Or
National team football.
from Ballon d'Or from the FIFA World Ball of the Year.
One player, yes.
I think FIFA might probably want to, when they will say probably the World Club Cup might play a part, probably on the part of FIFA, just to put a bit of credence, a bit of credibility to their fraudulent tournament that they just package for the whole world to, what do you call it, to watch. So, but going back to the Ballon d'Or, I think prior to 2010, there were some they call something British law when they said what they call the type of British the British use the constitution, unwritten constitution.
Oh, the unwritten constitution, yes.
There are some very unwritten things about the Ballon d'Or and what Ball of the Year than before. World Cup year is an exception. You have to probably be part of the team that wins the World Cup for you to be able to. But outside that, it has to be your season, Champions League, all those things. But I think a lot happened during the Messi Ronaldo era. Social media played a part. It became more popularity contest. There were a lot of years that you saw some kind of winners that you were not expecting. I think after those two, there is this kind of reset which the Ballon d'Or has now been struggling to find the real criteria to determine who becomes the Ballon d'Or winner. The FIFA World Ball of the Year is even worse because you see the captain of the team and the coaches voting, and by the time they release those things, the whole thing is just like political. I like you, I don't like you. You are my enemy, you are my lead. I put you in my top 3. No, you are not. You understand? You see some kind of this. Does this guy watch or play ball at all? So, but for the Ballon, I think they've been struggling to look for what. Even they've been struggling with timing. Ballon d'Or is always from January to December. But what we are seeing now is more becoming a season thing. It's more becoming an October to September thing now. Because even that one takes place right before, around that October, November, thereabouts now. Unlike the following year, January. So, I don't think this climate has anything to do with it. I don't think for any Ronaldo fan that probably wants to push any narrative about one Hilal player winning this Ballon d'Or should just forget it. It's not going to happen. I think, like what Kachi said, probably was the eye test one to see. But I think football got to a dicey situation that looks like, who do you actually give? This person has this, that one has that. Musala started well. He ended badly. Yes, Dembélé looks like the best player in this PSG team, but okay. I think Barcelona got to the final of the Champions League and they won. Personally, I think I will probably go to Rafinha. It looks over the year, it looks like the most consistent performer over the year. I think Yamal on the eye test looks very good. What he does with the ball, but again, in as much as I don't want to be the start person, I think the start is still developing. It has not really gotten to that point whereby
Yeah, it's too
it
early.
is shaking. So, but again,
Early days.
early days, wherever the PR guys will be at work now. Everybody will push
Yes.
a lot of it. But I think it should probably goes to Rafinha or probably Dembele. But I think I will pick Rafinha.
Yes.
All
Left for
right.
me.
Yeah, and of course the probably would arrest Olawale anyways, but I don't know Olawale. Just a disclaimer. The June 14 will be when the World Cup will start. Where we have so many players. I see so many players, so many teams. Some smuggled into the tournament for glamour and glory. Teams like Inter Miami were struggling to it. And of course, to a good one would be Osimhen rejecting Al Hilal again for the fifth time. They've
Mm-hmm.
offered him 40 million euros package. I don't know why the guy is not going. Honestly, that's too much money. Catching. He has
I
won in
respect
Galatasaray.
it.
He has won in Napoli, the artistic league,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, but
he's 26 years old. He can be like Viega, go there, make money, 2 years,
for two years, then come back.
come back
Yeah.
to Europe.
He needs to. The thing is, um, it's very difficult to criticize what Osimhen is doing. What the message it tells me is that dude is still ambitious. He has certain goals that he has not met. That right now, and it's and Debo, this I don't think this is the case of Yimo because we've given a lot of our Nigerian superstars stick over the years for choosing the easy way out, which is way out of poverty than ambition. The Senegalese golden team from the 2002 World Cup, or even the more recent one, you can probably almost mention the clubs where these guys play. Even our own very great JJ, the biggest club in his resume was a mid-level PSG team that was trying to find his own fit. So
Yeah.
when we now see someone who is bucking the trend or trying to buck the trend, I think we need, especially because at 26, even if we leave that in. I'm in my 40s. I can tell you comfortably that guy,
40 million euros untaxed for 2 years,
yes,
80 million.
Debo, he
Forget
will always
ambition.
he will get his money. If Ronaldo can be getting 200 million at almost 30 something, I think Osimhen can still give Europe 4 very good years because he has not played in a World Cup. If Nigeria had qualified for this World Cup, let's say Nigeria has fully qualified for the World Cup and he knows he's going to have
Or he's
one
not the top
appearance or he's won the Nations Cup and he decides to make this move, what concerns me? Everybody is about making the generational money and moving your family out of, stopping everybody from working if you can
But
do it.
what club is he going to
but
get in Europe?
but sorry, I
I
want to ask a
do
question.
think, yes,
Please continue. Please finish. I will ask after. Just finish your listen.
okay. I do think he goes to the Premier League. I cannot tell you the club because it's between Chelsea and Manchester United. I don't think Manchester United's project is enticing enough, unfortunately. That environment has turned a lot of decent attackers to people trying to find their identity.
Mediocre.
This, hey, I did not say that. You are the one they will come for when they watch this show. I do think the Chelsea project is a little bit more attractive. Chelsea remains in Europe, playing in the Champions League. Osimhen wants to do that. He's seen what Kvaratskhelia did. I think he wants to try his hand in Europe for another 4 years, and I totally support that. Whether Al Hilal will come back again, because I don't know if Saudi Arabia will spend this money after they host the World Cup, because I know everything they are doing is building towards that World Cup they are going
To
to
keep the
host.
momentum towards World Cup, yes.
Yes. So I don't know if post World Cup, the Saudi government will still be willing to, pump as much money. But I respect what Osimhen himself has done because this is what we have been asking our biggest names in Nigerian
Yeah,
football to show.
and you said personalized. I'm not asking your students to sleep for 40 million euros. Olani, what was your question?
Okay, so the first one, as in, I don't know. Anytime I saw the Bruno Fernandes thing last week, anytime they discuss about this Saudi Arabia thing, I don't know, probably it's because of the tough environments we are coming from in this part of the world, people tend just to make everything about generational wealth. Sorry, these guys are not bricklayers. Sorry, they are not any
Hmm.
1,000 naira per month. They are not any 30,000 naira
Yes,
per month.
yes.
Sorry, they are not any 1 million naira per month. And let me say, as hard as Nigeria is today, if you are still earning 1 million naira per month in Nigeria,
Per
you are
month,
probably among the top
you're still doing well.
among the top 5%.
5%, yeah.
Even if it's not top 3%, that's the reality. But I think there is
Hmm.
this any small thing when you talk about, people just want to take any form of reasonable discussion, they want to throw it away and just want to focus on his
The
generational
money,
family out
the
of poverty.
money.
Who
Yeah,
tells you that their family
yeah.
is in poverty as they are now?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
It's a valid point.
it's a bit frustrating when I get that kind of vibes every time. Like, sorry, this guy is not like he's any scrub, whatever it is.
Hmm.
So at times, a lot
Hmm.
of things come into consideration. Some of it, I don't have a problem if he say he wants to go to Saudi Arabia. Fine, but people shouldn't make it like he's making a crazy decision for not going there. In my hand is other this thing. My own
Yeah.
problem is just that I think his agent is struggling to get him a very good contract.
Good
I
club,
don't know
yeah.
the impact of that boss with Finidi is having on the way the rest of Europe or the big teams in Europe are perceiving him, or is there a bit of still like concern about can he do it in so? Because look at the teams, Chelsea have signed Hilal. Are they going to sign another top striker? Because the first system they are playing, they are only going to play one centre forward. We all know that. Are they going to still commit another force? So I'm not looking at that Chelsea project as something,
A
but
viable one.
for it, but for it to have rejected Hilal, of course there must have been probably a concrete offer somewhere. I just don't think, because
Where
the way it's looking now, the options are very limited thereabouts.
PSG
Man United is not something you are.
also an
I'm not. You are
Arsenal.
not even sure what they want to do. Is Arsenal going there? Ateta seems like somebody that wants to. If this is the obvious thing to do, no, I will not do the obvious thing. Let me do the other one so that they will know that I'm a genius. I think it's more of that kind of
Yeah, yeah.
person. Uh, I'm just struggling to look at where the options are. Some people have said probably PSG,
PSG,
because
yeah.
even though they play through the middle, is that a system that is what will I say, something that you want to play continuously, or was it just a stopgap due to the fact that either Goncalo Ramos
Mbappé left.
or Colomwani didn't really fit into what the coach can do? And Enrique likes people who can press the ball, and that's one of those Osimhen attributes
Osimhen's biggest strength, yes.
he's going to. So, but for me, I just think I wish he's going to have a very good contract in Europe.
Yeah, that's
I
I think that's
I don't like seeing big talents going to Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry,
yeah,
I don't like it.
Too
I think
early, yeah.
that's basically one of my points. Apart from the money, leaving 40 million euros on tax on the table is crazy. It's crazy. That's a stupid decision. I don't care if it's Donald Trump's eldest son or whatnot. I personally would not leave 40 million euros on the table because I'm chasing an elusive Champions League. I've done it in Italy. I won them a trophy that only Maradona did for them. I did it after like 30 something years. I did it. It's not like he did it. Osimhen did it with
Hmm.
the help of Cavachella. He did it. They can't take it away from him. He went
No,
to
they cannot.
Galatasaray. He went to Galatasaray after a couple of years, even with their own politics in Turkey. He won them a double. He did it, scoring amazing goals. And now we're talking about across Europe now. He has just 63 million pounds or 63 million euros release
So
clause
it's his buyout clause, yes.
yeah, on his contract. And you've already analyzed it, Olawale. Manchester United does not look decisive enough. Arsenal, the coach is scared of great personalities or strong personalities. Osimhen is a strong personality. I think they will be like this if he goes to Arsenal. Definitely Real Madrid will not want him. Barcelona does not want him. Who else did you mention? Chelsea. It sounds to be it will be strange for them unless they want to destroy the lab to go buy Osimhen, because definitely if Osimhen goes to Chelsea, he's going to be the first team striker. And you start knocking them off one by one. PSG is the best are the most sensible option as it stands, and Chelsea, PSG are the two options that he has right now. And are you sure PSG wants him? Are you sure? So maybe there are some things that Ojoju boy will be able to tell us that we're not saying from behind the scene. Maybe there's someone that is really interested in him. That's why he's rejecting him.
I agree with
But
that.
personally, but personally, 40 million with no viable option across Europe, and
Mhm.
probably end up at Galatasaray again in the
And
summer
that's the only
after
point.
after
The other
after
option
all the
seems
things are
very,
done.
very, very
Yeah,
thin now.
very very
That's
strange,
the only.
exactly. So I wouldn't want to regret, like, oh man. And like I said, go play 2 years on tax, make 80 million euros, come back to this guy said what Cruz was all out for Vega, like, oh, you are 21 years old, why are you going to Saudi Arabia? The boy is back with Porto right now, right? And if he can show his worth in Porto, he would get a good team to play for in Spain again before he's 25 years old. Even Ruben Neves that ran to Saudi Arabia, probably will be back in Europe in like 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
Because like we rightly identified, all of us, this Saudi Arabia project is not sustainable. That's the truth. It's not sustainable.
But it's
The only
basically the
reason,
government financing like six of the
exact
teams all together.
Exactly. Exactly. The only reason we saw so much influx of players to Saudi Arabia was because of Cristiano Ronaldo. If Ronaldo did not go, that project would not boom the way it boomed. That is the sincere truth. And if Ronaldo leaves there and they cannot support themselves, it's just going to
Mhm.
go down the route of China again. We saw it with China.
Yeah.
China paid Carlos Tevez £620,000 on a weekly basis. It did not last. They paid what's this guy's name? This Chelsea guy. I've forgotten his name right now. That's Oscar.
Oscar.
Mhm.
They paid Oscar crazy money as well. They
So
paid
Oscar collected that money. I was still trying to
I
shalaye to us
collected
why.
I collected that money till this year. I think he just left China this year or late last year. So it's not a viable project. Anyways, whatever it is that Osimhen wants to do, I'm a big fan of Osimhen. I wish him good luck. I hope he makes the right decision. If he needs to go to anywhere, the best option for me personally was for him to go to Chelsea, where Africans are sure that they can succeed.
Mhm.
That's the best option. But if he's looking at the money, yo, my brother, go make some money, go grab some more bags in Saudi Arabia before you come back.
Mhm.
Florent Breeze, Bayer Leverkusen are trying to milk Liverpool. I don't understand
But the
why they
question
are
is,
doing
does
that to
Liverpool
Liverpool.
really need that guy?
They don't practically, because my son was asking me, where is he going to play? I said he's going to play where Soboslai plays. So that means
And they
Sobo
already
leads
over that season we've seen Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones rotating that role a whole
rotating
lot.
that role.
And Jones
So
Mhm.
I
has
really don't know why they are going all out. Maybe they just want a statement signing to show, yo, we can spend big and we can compete. I think it's like a statement for me personally. Because if you
unless he's going
don't
to play
need
in the center
someone
forward position.
Mhm.
center forward here,
That's what I'm thinking, though, because that's the only weakness I'm seeing that Liverpool team as it stands today. Probably the center forward, or
that
he wants
that
to bring it.
that would be that would
So
be that
because
would
I don't
be
see
that
the
would be
reason
crazy
why you want to break the in terms of record transfer fee, in terms of your wage
for a
structure,
player,
for a
yeah, for a
role that I
player
don't think is that really important. I think the
that
role they should
important.
even be looking more at is the central midfield role. Nobody expected Gravenberch to work like this when they paired him with McAllister and this other guy.
Yeah.
But again, you never know. There is no guarantee that that system could continue to work. I think that's one area they should probably try to strengthen.
I don't want to sound like
Freehold
a.
on the
I
right
don't.
side, even of that
Yeah,
defense.
yeah. I don't want to sound like a hater, Olale. But the true question is, did the system of Liverpool really work this season? Did
Well,
they
it's the
really?
the
Did
league
they?
table.
Did they? No, realistically, and I'm driving at something. I don't want to sound like a hater, and please correct me, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know we are going over time a little bit, but was it about Mo Salah's brilliance scoring those goals? and the other guys from the league capitulating and not doing what they are supposed to do. Because we saw them winning the league with one of the lowest points, bar Leicester City, maybe over across the last 7 8 years. Those are questions. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Okay,
Kachi.
so
Okay, allow me to go first.
Yeah,
so it's a combination of everything. I think it wasn't really about when Salah was scoring. Salah was scoring because the team was actually playing very well. Liverpool were actually playing very well across board up until 1st of March when Ramadan started. So they practically
I think
played
it was
very well,
just I think
and
it
they
was
had
just
and
more. Go
I,
ahead.
I think they probably just I think the crashing out of the Champions League was a bit disappointing to them. And after the league was secured, or when Arsenal started playing like okay, putting all our eggs in the Champions League, I think if they were under pressure, if Arsenal was on their heels going to the last few games, they probably would have probably ended the season around 89 or 90 points, which is still very, very high on the standard. Of course, Arsenal dropped the ball. We can't deny that. City was
Yeah,
poor, but
100%.
again, they do what they have to do. Up until February or up until that 1st of March, they were projected to probably end the season with 96, 97 points. So you blame them that Arsenal didn't give them that challenge.
No, I'm not thinking
No,
about the
that's what I'm
system
saying.
because
I
you
think why
mentioned the
they really
system.
dropped there was I think we're all looking at this as because of the way they ended the season. We felt that the other guys were not have not really done well. Not really knowing that, not really seeing from even up until the point where they put their as it up was the point that themselves even relaxed. It was because probably there was no need for it. Not everybody will be like Pep Guardiola that is obsessed, want to get 115 points, have something to prove. At the end of the day, the league title is a league
Oh, all
title. Whether
right.
it's 79 points with
Yeah,
or 84 points,
yeah,
a league
yeah,
title,
yeah,
what one is not bigger than the
yeah,
other.
yeah. I agree with you, Kachi. Your own
Mhm.
opinion.
I look. I don't know why you guys are just trying to pour sand on Mo Salah, in my own opinion.
No,
Uh,
I was praising him. I said it was about Mo. Mo was the architect of this league title.
the structure prep team. I think you cannot they are not mutually exclusive, let me put it that way. I think the structure puts him in such a good place, and that's why when an entire city is asking you to sign your contract extension, even though the club itself has an unwritten, a British unwritten rule of not signing players, of not giving players over 30 multiple year contracts. I think the structure, and that's why Jurgen Klopp was also feted during their trophy celebration, because it was almost like a plug and play. All those turnkey homes where you don't have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make any major upgrade to the structure of the house, you don't have to renovate. They just needed to hear a new voice saying the same thing that Jurgen Klopp had been saying. Um, I think this is why Florian Wirtz is coming in. I think and Slot is now saying, I want to bring my own person in.
Percent.
But I think they were doing all that because they thought Luis Diaz would go to Barcelona. So I want to give credit to Mo Salah for being that consistent over the years. Because let's not forget that it was because they had to choose between Mo Salah and Mane,
That money, yeah.
and the fact that he is still repaying that trust they put in him, and he also showed them the good faith, delivering the goals, scoring when it matters, but playing in a system that allows him to be successful. I say this: if Mo Salah leaves now, and maybe that answered the question, if we take out a Mo Salah now and we play Florian Wirtz from the right side of the front three, how successful will it be? Everything else remains the same. We
Hmm.
just change Mo Salah for Florian Wirtz. That probably answers the question.
But I don't think
Okay,
that is
all right.
correct because the right side
Yeah,
is just
yeah. Like
Florence
because since
Woods. What do you call it?
we don't have so much time, we don't have so much time again. Rundown of things. Tijani to Manchester City, and Nuri to Man City as well. Chetty, the guy that I love so much that I would have loved to see at Arsenal, potentially could be going to Man City for as low as £25 million. Of course, in Buemo is asking Manchester United for £230,000 on a weekly basis to go to United. We are looking forward to that deal. Maybe it's going to go through or not. And of course, Jose Mourinho is being asked questions right now that he should
Be
lessen with his
humble.
antics and
Be
be
humble.
humble to be able to gather whatever it is that he has before now. And of course, just to leave on the show, before we leave on the show, I saw the podcast of Mikel Obi where they brought Real Babel, and this is no knock on Turkish league, but both players they played a couple of years. Real Babel more years in Turkey. They said the league is indicted, is indicted by corruption, and they'll be like, "Oh, how did we win this game?" And he said it on air. So there must be a little bit of facts to that. So whatever is happening at Turkey, I hope they'll be able to fix it one day. And a special shout out to my son Jazim Adejare. He has been engaging me and taking my head, sporting wise, for the last couple of weeks. So most of the ideas that I'm talking about is actually his bouncing around with him. Till we see you again next week. My name is Elijah Adebo.